In Chinese, we have a phrase called 自找麻烦. It means that own self find problem. You know someone that is toxic, but you still go and text them 自找麻烦. Your life is too peaceful, you purposely go and find trouble 自找麻烦. You know you should shut up, but you still talk 自找麻烦. You know someone is not meant for you, but you still chase after them 自找麻烦. 不要一直自找麻烦. Life already enough 麻烦. Don't need to go and 自找麻烦.
This is very funny actually, because this is actually something that I've thought about for a very long time, because it is something I don't quite understand about the psychology of we human beings. Despite how deeply perceptive we can be and deeply accountable we can be sometimes to our own faults, and to the degree that we call others as well into accountability, and our deep ability to be able to analyze and calculate, and we have a deep skill when it comes to knowing where we stand in some very important things in our life. But when it comes to this particular aspect, the aspect of actually telling ourselves what to do, when it comes to the introspective part of us, the part of us where you would not necessarily think that you are not in charge of, but then it does seem to be like you are not in charge anytime you want to make yourself do something important. It almost feels like you are not the one on the wheel, sometimes. Because you would imagine that a conversation like this would be a matter of common sense. You would imagine that that's how people would behave like on a normal day. But it just doesn't play out that way, because you know sometimes people are bad for you, but you chase them anyway. You know that there are things that you shouldn't do, and not because you are uneducated about the potential consequences of doing them, but you know the potential consequences, but you just don't seem to care, because probably you are a lot more invested in the temporary satisfaction you will get from them. Or you could have considered the long-term consequence. But there's just something about the human being who would rather do those things than lean towards the result of the consideration they just had about the potential side effects of those things. But then, even though conversations like this seems to create an infinite regress situation, but then it's still important from time to time to call ourselves to attention based on this dynamic of conversation and the dynamic of our relationship with each other in the society. Because there is a lot more harm that has been done than good as a result of how this particular form of thought has played itself out among us. So it's quite interesting to see.